The Dutton family includes 7 generations, encompassing the 1883, 1923, and Yellowstone. Here is a detailed look at the family members who have so far been made public. The Dutton family is at the epicenter of the Yellowstone universe. The Dutton family reminds one of a more contemporary Targaryen dynasty from House of the Dragon because they are devoted to their family and are the owners of the largest ranch in Montana. Both of Yellowstone's spin-offs, 1883 and 1923, provide a more thorough look at the 7 generations of the Dutton family. While John Dutton III has been the main focus of Yellowstone, the spin-offs have focused on the family's rise to prominence. The relationship between John III and the Dutton figures from 1883 and 1923 isn't evident from the family tree, though. The central character of 1923, played by Harrison Ford, is not a direct ancestor of Kevin Costner's character, which clouds the stated lineage beginning with Tim McGraw's James Dutton in 1883. The 1940 and the 1960 are the settings of 2 further prequels that will add more threads to the present Dutton story. James, Tim McGraw, and Margaret Dutton, the father and matriarch of the Dutton family, are first introduced in 1883. Due to the family's Tennessee roots, both participated in the Civil War on the Confederate side. The couple has 3 children: John, Spencer, and Elsa. Before Elsa died at the end of 1883 season 1, the family had intended to move to Oregon along the Oregon Trail. James and Margaret's oldest child is Elsa Dutton, Isabel May. Elsa is one of the main characters in 1883, as well as its narrator. She was not just a cowgirl, but also a talented writer. Ennis was a cowboy who she fell in love with and wanted to marry before he was slain. Later on, she met Sam, a Comanche warrior, who became another lover. After the Dutton family had settled, they intended to spend the rest of their lives together, but Elsa passed away from injuries she had from an arrow attack. The second child of James and Margaret, John Dutton Sr., James Badgedale, is the namesake of Yellowstone's John Dutton. He is only a child in 1883, but by the time of the events of 1923, he is an adult. John and his parents make it through the perilous journey the Dutton family takes to eventually settle in Montana. But John's tale doesn't have a happy ending because he dies in the first few months of 1923. Given that he and his wife Emma are only proven to have had one child, Jack, it is unclear who the father of John Dutton III is in light of his death and the Dutton family tree. Elsa, John, and Spencer's Aunt Claire Dutton, Dawn Olivieri, was James Dutton's sister. With her brother, Claire originally set off on the journey west. She died not long into the journey, taking her own life after bandits killed her daughter. Jacob and Kara, played by Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren, are the Dutton family's patriarch and matriarch at the beginning of the 1923 spin-off. After James and Margaret passed away, the two are in charge of running the property. Along with John's son Jack, they also raise their surviving children John Sr. and Spencer as their own. They are not related to the current Dutton clan directly and do not have any biological children of their own. John Dutton Sr. and his wife Emma have only one son who has been publicly identified as of yet. Jack is guided by his great-uncle Jacob as he works on the ranch. Whether Jack is the same John II who is the father of John III played by Kevin Costner is one of the series' mysteries. The anticipated 1940s and 1960s spin-offs are likely to shed light on the true nature of John III's father. James and Margaret had 2 children, Spencer, Brandon Sklenar, who was not yet born in 1883, is the youngest. After serving in World War I, Spencer is in Africa in 1923. His Aunt Kara sent for him, and he is now traveling to Montana. With Jacob's health deteriorating and Jack's injuries, Spencer will probably take on a leadership position. The protagonist of Yellowstone is John, Kevin Costner, the present patriarch of the Dutton family. In addition to becoming the ranch's manager, he has surpassed the accomplishments of his predecessors by rising to the position of governor of Montana. He and his late wife Evelyn are the parents of Jamie, an adopted son, and the 3 biological children Lee, Beth, and Case. John Dutton III's oldest child and the first descendant of the Dutton family's 6th generation, Lee Dutton, Dave Annable, is represented by the actor Dave Annable. In the first season of Yellowstone, Lee was tragically killed following an altercation with residents of the Broken Rock Reservation. The only daughter and the second child of John Dutton is Beth, Kelly Riley. The current manager of the ranch, Reep Wheeler, is married to Beth. She is also a fierce family defender and a cunning entrepreneur. Jamie, Beth's adopted brother, and Beth have a heated rivalry. Wes Bentley's character, Jamie Dutton Sr., is a difficult family member. Jamie is the biological son of Garrett Randall, who is accused of killing his birth mother, and the adopted son of John and Evelyn. After being disinherited, Jamie finally kills his biological father and has a strained relationship with John. Jamie and Beth now have a fierce rivalry as a result of this. Jamie and Christina, his former campaign manager, have a son they call Jamie Jr. The youngest child of John and Evelyn Dutton is Case Dutton, Luke Grimes. Like his father before him, Case has been appointed as the new livestock commissioner for Montana. His marriage to Monica, a resident of the Broken Rock Reservation, caused him to first have a distant connection with his father. Since then, they have patched things up because John wants to be close to his grandson Tate. Case also had a son named John IV, but he lost him in childbirth along with Tate. Tate is the Dutton family's youngest biological descendant. Tate is biracial, the result of more than a century of tension between the Dutton family and the Native Americans. Tate taking over the Yellowstone Ranch would be significant culturally, but it is unknown how long the Yellowstone series will run. Tate is currently studying to become a cowboy in the tradition of his family.